kills me every time I hear it.
Wow. How many years have I been hearing that tune play, and yet it, wow. Such a sadness, but yet the memory of that goes along in the pictures from that movie. But there's something very unique and special about that song.
It's the imagery that it's the imagery that comes to mind when you hear it, and I've talked about this as it relates to my own family, and the Jews of Slonim, which is now in Belarus. It's was an area called Grodno back then. Now, one of the Jews that lived in Slonim went to the camps, and the reason for that was that they were all taken out into the forest and shot.
Right.
18,000 Jews. There was 11,000 that were exterminated the first time, and then 7,000 the second time. And so basically, if you're from that area, my mother's family was from that side of the family. Whatever family didn't leave Europe before the war is no more.
Right.
So there's no way of knowing an extended family. We didn't. We had a very small. I'm always amazed when I meet people that speak about their large families. Many uncles and cousins and brothers and nephews, and you'll find often that that's not true of Jewish families, especially those of us who have. Yeah, especially those of us who lost family. And look, it's a very difficult thing to deal with, but it's something that we can't let die, literally, especially in light of what's going on in the Ukraine now.
All across the world, I think that if we, at some level, begin to shirk back from our responsibility of being very clear about what happened in this period of time, in the 40s. In reality, it's not just the 40s. It goes all the way back, 2,000 years. But we'll just specifically focus on this event, that if we stay silent, then the world, a crescendo, will rise up that will deny it and will act as if it's not there. And if anything, you'll hear the reverberations of anti-Semitism rise up again. Anymore, I don't get fearful of it. It just saddens me that the world has two parts, one very evil and another one righteous. And it's sad because we still have to struggle with this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody's saying there's a problem with your audio in the room.
With my audio?
Yeah, they're saying it's buzzy. I don't know why that would be.
Buzzy.
Doesn't sound. I mean, it sounds fine to me on this, but
let me check with one of the engineers as you introduce our guest. Stand by.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, in light of what Rod and I are speaking about, and in light of the fact that tomorrow is Yom HaShoah, the day of Holocaust remembrance, I am. It's often difficult for me, but at the same time, I am incredibly blessed by the fact that I belong to a shul where there are so many survivors. One in particular, but I get to interact with them on a fairly regular basis, and you often see that that people are not so willing to speak about their experiences in the Shoah. But again, the people that I interact with have no problem speaking about it. Specifically, the gentleman who we're going to be listening to today.
Let me ask you, Iris, why do you suppose that they don't necessarily want to talk about it? And by the way, I wonder how my audio is now.
So, oftentimes you hear from children of survivors or grandchildren of survivors, and they talk about the fact that they're very closed off to it. And a lot of people try to bury those things. In themselves, they kind of push it down and keep it inside. You see a lot of them with a lot of anger, and there's just no telling why some, you see so many that have walked away from faith as a result of it, because they ask the question that so many people ask: where was Hashem? Where was God in the whole thing?
Right.
And I don't know that we really can have an answer for it, other than to say that, and I think we've talked about this on the show many times in the past, where kind of lost my train where I was going. That's not unusual. My train doesn't hit every stop sometimes. But it's just everybody's on a different journey. And the gentleman that we're going to be listening to today is really such an amazing human being. We have two really amazing, several, but the two that really stand out is Shimon Ashkenazi, who we're going to be hearing today, and our retired Chazan. Shimon is 96. The Chazan is 104 this year. And both of them are really sharp as tacks, and both lived through this horrific time.
They were actually teenagers during this time.
Well, Shimon, I believe, was about, let's see, I'm going to tell you in a second. He was 25, somewhere around 25.
We're going to have to bring in the fellow Moshe Lot from our community, who was born in Studov. As a little child, was born at the camp. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting to hear that.
Why don't we play some of these excerpts to the audience and let them hear? It's a compelling testimony of a life of an individual who's actually gone through this himself.
Right. Okay.
You're going to ask me how you...
I am. So I'm sitting here with my friend Shimon Ashkenazi at Anshe Emunah congregation, our shul. And only in the short period of time that I've been here, Shimon and I have become close. He's one of the people that I try to spend as much time as I can with in the morning.
Beautiful friends, yeah.
And so, Shimon, how old are you now?
96.
96 years old. 96 years old. Amen. I want you to describe for everybody what your life was like before. What was life like in Salonika? What were you doing for work? What was your family? Talk about your family.
I'm 1939. I was going to be an orthopedic surgeon.
Okay.
Why? Because my father, with his father and his brothers, they had a big laboratory. They used to make artificial limbs, braces for polio and accident cases, all kinds of orthopedic shoes, and belts for ruptures, and different kinds, only for crippling. And my father, Alav Shalom, sent me to be an orthopedic doctor. It was very great help for the laboratory. Now, I was going for 9 months, 10 months, I was going to the university in Greece to learning how to be an orthopedic doctor. All of a sudden, a sign, Oshi Klasia Hebreos. In Greek, that means no class for Jews. And after 4 or 5 months, I found myself in Auschwitz. They took my wife with a baby. That was the end of April 1944.
So before
1944.
before that happened, before you ended up in Auschwitz,
Yeah.
did you experience anti-Semitism in Salonika?
There was very big anti-Semitism in Salonika. Oh, the Greeks was a disaster. Very anti-Semitic. They give us in the hands of the Germans.
This was even before the Germans.
Even before the Germans. Yeah. Then when the Germans came with more, they start to be clubs of fascists. You know, fascists?
Fascists.
Yeah, fascists. Now, when we came to the train, Auschwitz, they took the women and the children, they put them on the truck, and the old people, and they ask you, all of you, 24, 25 years old, and on the other side to go to work. Now, when separate, the young boys, they see, oh, look at it, we are in a prison now. It's not because they were saying that we going in the laboratory to work for Germany, and we're going to have a good pay. You understand? That's how the Germans told us. Now, the young boys say, oh, we are in prison. They start to run on the wires, The wires was electrical, and they was burning, The young boys, they was going and they was get burning from the, you know what I mean, the wire.
The electrified fence.
Electrified, yeah. Now, we went now it's 1 o'clock in the morning. They brought us in certain army barracks, you understand? And we was up there, we slept the night. The next day, 4 o'clock in the morning, the bell ringed, everybody get up to go to work. Now, what kind of work you're going to do, you don't know. It depends how we're going to send you. They send us to work, you understand, to fill up trucks with sand, Now, the sand was not the sand, was the ashes of the burning Jews that was doing, you understand, and was mountains of ashes. Some of them we used to cover ground, then a little hole with water, you understand? We used to fill up there to make even, to be able to walk the people.
On the road.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then I start to learning what to do over here. Now I am in prison, It's not a question to cry, because my friend used to cry to me. I said, something? I says, I judge myself for 1 year in jail over here. After 1 year, I'm going to cry. Now I have to look what I'm going to do. So I asked a guy, because I spoke many languages, you understand? I used to grab a guy who spoke German or French or Italian or whatever it is. I used to say, was für Arbeit am Sie her? What kind of work you doing? Oh, we work in this place over here, and we carry packages and everything. Oh, I says, looks a little bit easier. The next day, in order to go on the other commando, I used to run away and go to the other commando. The capo, used to say, willst du Arbeit hier? Kannst du Deutsch sprechen? Freilich? Komm her. Willst du Arbeit zu mir? You're going to work to me. I started to work. Next day, I used to meet somebody else. I used to tell him, what kind of work you doing? Oh, no, we work inside in the barracks, and we clean up the screws, big screws. They used to make a burrows to put all the oil, you understand? And over there is better. No raining, no under rain, no nothing. I stick myself up there. The couple says to me, "Was bist du her?" That's mein Arbeit. That's my work to shine. That's what I do for business. Come here. I used to bubble, you understand? I used to work up there. One day, I says to a German man, before this now, we skip this, I'm going to bring him out. I says to him, it was a German Jew, he says, smells meat, fried meat, I says. That makes that, what I says, I don't curse him, I don't say nothing. I went to the other guy, Polish Jewish. I speak to him Yiddish. What did he do? Can I kick? Der Reach is so Ashkenazi, rednecks, das brennen deine Vatermutter. You understand? They're burning your parents up there. That's the smell that you say. Okay. And in the meantime, I know it from before because I used to send, but I don't know the West from the dead people. I used to say black. Now, one day, they give us soap. And on the soap they give us to wash was RIF. RIF means the R means rein, pure, Jewish lard. Pure rein jüdisches Fett, pure Jewish lard. I says, look here. Now, what's this Jewish lard? All of a sudden, I figure out I haven't got no piece of bread to eat. I'm going to go work to the Canada Commando. The Canada Commando, if you work 4 months, and then they put you in a gas too. The Canada Commando is this. The trains were coming with the Jewish people, and we used to run, take the packages and everything, and bring them inside of a big room, If you open the mouth to talk from one guy, you get shot automatic. They used to ask, what is do? Who you used to work? Used to bring everything up there. Now, why I went up there? When I used to bring the packages, in Hungary, they had certain kind of cake, and in Yugoslavia, they have certain, every country, they have food, and we was eating up there. I was with a Russian guy eating. One day, and we was collecting, I see a big salami, and the salami, kosher, everything, reading like salami. I says to the Russian guy, Benny, I says, what is Ashkenazi? Oh boy, give me a shtickle, give me a piece. Now we don't allow to have knives, but what we used to do, they used to give us a spoon to eat, and we used to take the spoon and a stone, and we used to make a knife or the end of the spoon. I cut it up, diamonds pull out.
Diamonds.
Diamonds, big diamonds. Boy, they says to me, was ist das? Führer, ich weiß nicht. I don't know. He took him. He puts him on his pocket. You never see him anymore. He run away in Argentina. You understand? And they became millionaire. But so I started to work up there. All of a sudden, came from Mengele. Mengele was the doctor.
Dr. Mengele.
Yeah. You from the Canada commando. We came. Jawohl. Kom her, ja. Guck mal an. In der Zimmer dort, was ist das? Ist da 6 Körper von Menschen, Juden. You know, Menschen, jeder Mensch Juden. You know. Wer sie nehmen das Kino? What? I went inside to see. From smell of vinegar, you can come in. You know, you choking. They said, ich kann nicht nehmen die Tote vom dort. They give us gloves. And I am now with a Russian man. After we took, this is, I'm going to give you, they came 6 Polacks, strong, because the Polacks, they used to a lot of food from the Red Cross, you know, we from the houses. We donate no food from our houses, you understand? They came, I says, put them on the dish, you know, put them on the table. The Polman, I used to speak to them Polish. They put them 6 tables. Come Polak says, ja nie mogę robić to. I can't take the thing. They give me knives sharp as a razor. 1 minute. I put the knife over here, from over here and over here, I cut it. And then from here to here, I cut it. I form 1 point over here, 1 point over there, because it's like this, you understand? It's points, yeah? They give us, I says, if there oil, you know, I need oil, you know, to, sure, they give, has to put with a glove in the oil and pick up, and I used to push. The big guy, I used to push, then the other side used to push like this. I took the whole, the human skin is 1/8 inch thick.
This is human skin that you used to, Dr.
Mengele.
Mengele.
Yeah.
Dr. Mengele had you do.
Yeah. So, what can I do? The Polak said, I took a stick. I put a string. I just put the whole skin and hang them on the branch to dry. We make all of them. Come, Herr Mengele, sehr schön gemacht. Very nice made, you know. They took him to a special place by the prisoners and make a skin. They make wallets. They make wallets, and they make for the shades from the electrical lamp shades. The wallets, they were so silky, so good, so strong, very good. You understand? And that's Rhine leather, you know, pure leather wallet. Was marked down. Yeah.
People would never believe this. But you were there. You did this.
Exactly. I was there. That's what I do. Like take a look at the number.
To most people, it's just stories.
Yeah.
But you live this.
They're sure. Okay, we finished this. Now, I got saved from the Canada Commando. Now he says to me, now you have to go work behind the crematorium and collect the oil from the burning bodies. Huh? We went. They give us a jug so big and so tall, with two handles. One handle. So I used to come there, says, towards in the faucet, towards in this faucet, you understand? Each one, they give to me, they give me a key to open and close. Now, behind the crematorium was a fountain like this, triangle. On top is the key, open and close, because it's got to be white and straight, because the fat used to get cold and you don't used to run. While it was hot, from burning the Jewish people, we used to fill up. One used to fill up, close it up, and they says, put them on the truck, put them, lay them on the car, put them on the truck, up on the truck. Well, we went up on the truck, and we went in Dachau. In Dachau was a different concentration camp. Up there used to make the soap. There were special people. The soap, if you go in Israel, when you're going to be in Israel, go special, take a look on Yad Vashem.
Yad Vashem, I've been there.
Yeah?
Yes.
You see the
Yes.
soap?
Yes.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
I'm not lying.
No, I know.
Yeah. There was a soap about 2.5 inches long, off-white color. You understand? Off-white a little bit. 2.5 inches long, 2 inches wide, and 5/16 inches thick. R on top, RIF. R mean Rhine, I Jüdisches, F fat, pure Jewish fat. So we went. There was now 1 o'clock in the morning. In the evening, 5 o'clock was prepared. So we took the boxes, put them on the truck. I took 4 plaques of soap. I steal 4 plaques of soap, and I put one in the shoe over here, one in the shoe over there, one over here, and one. The Russian guy, he says, Ashkenazi Chorobili, what you doing? If they caught you, you're going to get 50 slashes on your back. I figure out like this. So many people go in. It's true, the SS check you, but check you until eat. They don't even got no time to go out until the food. You understand? You pass. I save the 4 plaques of soap. Phew. The Russian says, now come. I took 1 plaque of soap, the next day, 5 o'clock, when we used to turn from work, there was 5, 6 o'clock, and I used to go to the Polish, non-Jewish Polish, you understand? I says, Panie, co chce Żyd, Mr. Panie, co chce Żyd, what do you want Jew? Ja mam sapon bardzo dobrze. I have soap over here, beautiful soap, very good, so much. Let me see it. Oh, co chcesz? What do you want for this? Kawałko chleb. Give me a piece of bread. Give me a piece of bread, Me and the Russian guy, we used to eat a piece of bread because the stomach was empty.
Mm-hmm.
After, the next day, I used to go to the other one. The one prior, from the night before, says to me, Chochotai, it's too much sand over here. You know why they put sand? When we're going to work on the tar, to be able to, they're right. If I'm going to tell him, you stupid man, that is not the sin, that is the ashes from the burning bodies, from the bones. He's going to kick me out. He won't take. Because he don't, he says to me, what means re-i-fe, R-I-F, in Polak. Re-i-fe. Ja nie wiem, I don't know, re-i-fe. If I'm going to tell him, Ryan, you the pure Jewish Lord, he's going to take me with the soap to get it out. The other one, I sold it. What do you want? Come on, koch a piece of bread. The other, I give it to her, and we had a piece of bread, me and my chaver. You know.
Mm-hmm.
After we happened this, they came the Dead March. The Dead March.
Before you go into that, I want you to, because we're just we just finished Pesach.
Yeah.
The Pesach holiday is over.
Yeah.
What we just finished yesterday was.
Yeah.
Now we're at the end. You know, we're waiting for Shavuos now.
Yeah.
Tell the story about what happened on Pesach in the camp.
Now, 3 weeks, no, 3 days. I'm 1943. 3 days before Pesach came the SS. He says, Judah, wer sie haben Pesach, you know, wer sie haben Pesach, another 3 Tage. And 3 days you have Pesach. Pesach, saying like this clear. The piece of bread that we're giving you now, we want to give it to you Pesach in the morning. Those 3 days become 3 years, never pass for Monga, you understand? So they came now the first morning of Pesach. We got up and we know what we're going to get. They don't give us the bread, the bread. They give us 2 big salting herrings, big like this.
Fish, herrings.
Yeah, fish, herring.
Salted.
Salted. And 2 potatoes, 2 boiled potatoes. Everybody hungry, you understand? We took we eat it. And then they start the salt to burn. We went to drink water. They shut the water.
So they gave you salted herring.
Yeah, they shut the water.
And it started burning from eating it. And you went to get water, but the water was turned off.
Yeah. Now, no, he says to me, I'm dying, thirsty. I says, we have to drink our urine, because the urine is got a lot of ammonia. And the ammonia stops the thirst. You understand? Cuts the thirst. The ones who drink the urine, they're telling you the story now. So, few of them, the rest, dying, jumping, terrible. To tell you, it's an history. But to be up there and to see it, bleeding, and then was a disaster. Finish this trouble. Now, after we make the Dead March, they brought us in one camp, Nordhausen.
So the death march was from Auschwitz? They took you from Auschwitz?
From Auschwitz, from Poland to Germany. We came to, we arrived, we start very, with Eddie.
Eddie Hoffman was with you.
Yeah.
Eddie's also a survivor from the shul.
Yeah. And we start, but he came 1944 in concentration camp. I came 1941.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. 1941. That April 1941. April 1945. I got out.
4 years.
In Bergen-Belsen. They came.
How many camps were you in?
I was Birkenau, Auschwitz, Dachau, and we came to Lagerdora, que is Nordhausen. Now, one day, we go from one story to the other. Before the Dead March, there was a camp with gypsies, thousands with families. Came there, he says, Hermanzi, kom her ja. Sag deine Menschen da, wir machen eine Loch to make a groove, long, 1 deep, 1 foot deep, 1 foot wide. Okay.
A trench
Yeah,
in the ground.
in the ground. We put the old wire. Now, what are you going to do with the wire? I don't know. They came a gypsy. He says to me in Czechoslovakian language, Žid, i tak do komina. You, if you work and you don't work, they put you on the gas anyway. I don't want to say it's not even a word, because up there, if you say a word right away from a little thing that make it big, it's not, hang them up, like nothing, put them and hang them up. But what's happened? We close everything. The wire they put is like the quarter, as big as the quarter, the American quarter, They make all the wires electrical. All of a sudden, the gypsies were showing to the Red Cross, they're not killing the people. They used to give them food, the best. And they used to have Stradivari violin. They was playing at night such music, they used to forget you are hungry. Then, all of a sudden, Lagersperre. Nobody can go out from the barracks at night, not even to go fishing. Urinate. But I was with them. So we sat near, middle of the night. The machine guns, screaming, the gypsies fighting. Wow, terrible thing. The big dogs, whoa, the machine guns, The next day, we had to go to clean up the sand, to clean up the barracks. We went with them. Packages of margarine, breads, boiled potatoes, you understand, in the sand. They used to boil the potatoes in the sand. I put bread, all, make myself like this.
In your clothes, you had
Yeah.
bread.
He took packages of margarine and a jars of red marmalade, like this. We went in a corner in the house, and we start to eat. I give the bread, we smear margarine, smear the red, and we used to eat this. Then, so take the Stradivari violins. It's $1 million violin today. Accordions, guitars, the best. We used to take them and give them to the SS, Finish the story over here. Now, we are in Nordhausen. We come back to Nordhausen. In Nordhausen, they says, you people, you're going to go now to Dachau. No. That's a concentration camp. I got them over here. They took us in certain concentration camp. There was no room. They chased us out. And they to send us another little camp, Ehrlich, the name. Camp. Up there, this camp was the working is break the mountains to make room to go the trucks.
Mm-hmm.
We went up there and started to work. You understand? Breaking the guy used to have the machine, break this, fill it up with dynamite. We used to run away, boom, used to fall down. And we used to take the stones, pour it in a little wagon, and push them up with like a railway truck.
Mm-hmm.
Push them up. We push them up, and we used to bring them, and take them out. That's what used to work. All of a sudden, at night, no, we came up there in Ehrlich. When we came, I forgot to tell you, there was dead people that you don't have not even where to put the foot. Came there, says, name these dead people and make it straight. Now, push this. Over here is the toilet. And the camp is the toilet was on the top of the mountain, a big wood like this. A big hole on the bottom. Over here is a hole, over here is a hole, over here is a hole. And when we used to sit on the hole and make. Came the Ukraine. He says to me, Yid, я не могу. I can make this, they're falling down. Don't worry. Listen to me. Over here is the toilet, yeah? Over here, we're supposed to put the dates. I put the date from the head, and I put them straight over here. Now what can I do, he says to me, open the legs, and put the legs from the, like this. You understand? We make like this, and we make a piled up of dead people, Came there, says, sehr schön gemacht. Very nice made. Okay. So there was the snow like this. Now is 1 o'clock, about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I went in a block. There was like a cow place up there. You understand? There was straw, and we sleep up there, and the snow was like this in Poland, in these places. When I went up there, it was a French. They used to think I'm a French, and he was a captain from the French army. He used to get from the Red Cross also food, and I used to speak to him French. I was thinking that I'm a French, and he used to give me a piece of bread always. I went, I say to him, Pierre, j'ai besoin d'aller aux toilettes. I need to go in the toilet. Simon, pay attention. Pay attention, because, you can never know over here what's going on. I went up there, and I'm sitting now on the holes. So I'm listening, moving in the back. I says to myself, all of them, they were dead. Maybe one is moving, I went up there to see, I see Chumi. Chumi was the Ukraine guy that used to work with me to put them with other Ukrainians, to put the deads like this. Cutting pieces of the dead and eating.
Right.
As soon as I see this, from the barracks, the soldier, the guard, used to throw light to see what's going on, because he hears something, you understand? I threw myself by the dead on the snow. I threw myself up there, you understand? As soon as the light went over, I went. They came to SS, and they caught to me, the Ukraine, cutting and eating. How we know it, the next morning, says, this man is the German is got to read why they're going to kill him. This man haben wir gesehen gestern Nacht, zu schneiden Stiegel auf tote Menschen und esst. Last night, we see this man cutting pieces of that, and eating. You come over here. I'm not Ukraine. You see, I have the Jewish star over here, Judah. Oh, no. Ukraine, raise the hands. Raise the hands. You and you and you, come over here. Take the baseball bat. Like a wood like baseball bat. Kill him. The Ukrainians, even one to the other, they make him in pieces. And there was end of this. All of a sudden, after that story, they says to me, you gonna work on top over there. That is a man who makes the shoes for the SS, and you gonna work up there. And I was up there. I worked 2 weeks. All of a sudden, English planes coming down. You understand? Phew. He took us, he put us on trains, and from Ehrlich, they took us to Bergen-Belsen. Bergen-Belsen, we was up there about 3 weeks. The bombs, boom, boom, they was coming near and near and near and near and near. All of a sudden, the end of April 1945, all of a sudden, English jeeps came in the camp, and we was free.
At the end of April 1945.
Yeah.
So you said at the beginning that when you first went to the camp, you had a wife.
Yes.
And you had an 8-month-old baby.
An
8-month-old baby.
Yeah.
And both of them were lost in the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the 90 people.
So 90 people in your family?
Yeah.
So for the people that are listening, every morning during davening, Shachris, you always say Kaddish.
Always. Yeah, always.
So you're saying Kaddish for what when you say Kaddish?
For 6.5 million for my family.
6.5 million from your family, because as Jews we're all family. Klal Yisrael,
exactly.
Bnei Yisrael,
exactly.
So, yeah. But you lost 90 people from your family.
Yeah.
So
brothers, sisters, uncles, cousins, nephews.
So can you explain to people how you dealt with, how did you cope with losing so much of your family?
What?
How did you cope with it after the show, after you were liberated?
Nothing. It's not only me that happens there, it happens to the other, to the other, all of them. And the English, they start to give us food.
Mm-hmm.
They die more from the food what the English, because you see, everybody was hungry. Even me.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't eat. They used to put a piece of bread. They used to put a stone on my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't breathe. You understand? How I saved myself, I used to feed myself with hot water and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
In the morning, for food, hot water and sugar, and little by little, with soups within it. Yeah, but I was very sick.
Mm-hmm. So
They took me a year and a half to come on my feet. So now, the other guys are always eating. I was dying. They used to see the cans of meat and everything, and they used to eat. You understand? The stomach was not that. They was able to breathe. They used to die. Many people die after.
So, can you talk a little bit about your faith? How your faith was? I mean, obviously you grew up as an observant Jew in Salonika.
Oh yeah.
And you maintain that
Oh
in the
yeah.
camp.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So how did
my
that...
my mother was very very religious. My mother and my father was from Spain. Threw him out from Spain.
Right. So how did this affect your faith? Did it strengthen your faith or did it weaken your faith?
I see. I'm going to tell you something. God is very good. We know good.
Can you say that louder so the people can hear?
Yeah. God is very good.
Mm-hmm.
We know good.
You're no good.
Because a father says to his son, don't do this once. Exactly. Don't do this. If you do it always, what your father is going to take? He's going to take a stick, give over your head. You understand? That's what the Nazis and was this kind of a trouble because God is very good. We know good. He's right. You know, because we don't behave ourselves.
Right. So who would you say is... So you don't blame the Germans?
I'm going to tell you something. The Germans and the Polacks, you understand, and many other countries, they used to hate us anyway.
They hated us anyway.
And they was happy, they was killing Jews. But, you see what the rabbi says today? The Greeks killed the Jews. The thing is, everybody disappeared and the Jews are alive.
Right. So
Do you
we're still
remember?
here. Yeah, everybody's gone and we're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And we're still here.
Mm-hmm.
That means that God is going to leave us over here always, but He says, be good. Listen, do what I'm telling you.
Right.
You understand? Why we have Asara, Lo Tirtzach, Lo Tinav, Lo Tigro, the Ten Commandments. The Asara,
Asa Debrot.
Asara Dibero.
Mm-hmm.
He give us to do what we're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. So, what message do you want to leave people with about your experiences and how people should respond today? And there are so many people today that deny that this happened.
If they deny it, tell them I have the man over here with a number
I
on
know.
his hand.
I know.
That he was there.
Right. So what message?
I don't put this number over here
Sure.
for pleasure.
Sure. What message do you want the people to know about?
To know that
Yeah.
everything was true.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm telling you. Everything was true. I was there.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
And what do you think about what's going on today in the world?
This I can't tell you because I don't know. You know, what's going today on, I don't know. I can tell you to see you that you are a chacham, you understand? But otherwise, from other people, I can't say. Because you see,
You don't even like, that's what I love about
No.
you. You don't even like to speak a bad word about people.
no. Now I'm going to tell you something also. That is unbelievable. I used to have a friend, a Cohen, and the Germans in Greece was looking for the Jewish people. Came a goy, a Greek, says, you come with me. He hid him. The other Greeks, anti-Semitics, they used to say to the Germans, you see this Greek over there? He's got a Jewish people hide. Do this. What I was telling you before, because I said the gentleman, what was to bring? Oh,
The
one
Cohen,
minute.
that he
Oh,
hid the Cohen.
no, 1 minute. Come, this Greek guy, he says, Shemuel Cohen, you come with me. He took him and he hid in some place. The other Greeks, the anti-Semitics, you understand, they was going to the Germans. This Greek is got a Jew hide. Came the German, says, where is the Jew? I haven't got no Jew. Came next day, again, the Greeks, he's got a Jew. He used to talk from one place, another place hide. He says, now the guy used to marry with 2 children. He came and he says, the Germans, if you don't gonna give us the Jew today, tomorrow we're gonna hang you. He went to the Jewish. Tomorrow I'll be hanged. You understand? But when he died, please marry my wife and take the 2 children because they don't gonna have who to take care of them. I haven't got no Jew, he says. Hang him up. You understand?
So they hung him, and rather than giving up the Kohen, rather he and did the man marry the woman? And
one got married. You know, when the war finished, he came and he says, "What you gonna do now? But I am a Jewish, I'm a Kohen. My husband went al Kiddush Hashem for you."
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Right.
And they got married and took care of the 2 children. This is true, you know. One Greek in so many thousands of Greeks. The rest, you see, the Greeks, they make them hang in order because you don't want to give the Jewish. Oh.
Mm. So anything final you want to say before we...
No, that's the final. Then we start, I was very sick. I couldn't eat, was very sick. Took me 1.5 years in Germany. Then, we came from, when we was in Germany, they started to come company.
Just really unbelievable.
Yes, riveting to say the least. I mean, I don't know about you, but I could have sat here and listened for 2 or 3 hours.
Well,
it boggles the human mind, but you and I both know that nothing has changed about humanity since this point, since this time.
I have the advantage of the fact that I do get to sit for hours at a time with him. Often in the morning after davening, I will sit down with him and just chat and hear some of these things. And it's just really, it's mind-boggling to me, the things that he went through. It's also mind-boggling to me how willing he is to speak about it and how easily he speaks about it.
There's another thing that impresses me is his sense of commitment to Hashem and his spirituality. After going through all this, many people have used that as a reason to become atheist or agnostic, and yet his faith has been strengthened through this very tragic event.
Yeah, he actually talks about that quite often, about how much stronger he is through the whole situation, and the fact that he, when he talked about that, he talked about the fact that he's often said to me, he said it in a different way in the interview, but he's often said to me privately, he said that Hitler could do nothing. Hitler was just a stick in the hand of Hashem.
Right, wow. Profound.
Yep. So...
Well, Yom HaShoah is, we joined the state of Israel as well as all of the Jewish people, as well as the righteous among the nations, to remember those who have made it through, but most of all to remember the many souls who really gave their very life in the gas chambers. Because they were simply Jewish. And of course we know that there were more than Jews that were executed in the gas chambers, but we shall never forget. That is very true.
Yeah.
Ira, before we go, I just want to remind our listeners that we are going to be transitioning over next week to our new time slot and location. Would you like to give them the information?
Sure. Well, first, I want to thank everybody, of course, for listening to us and making Beyond the Matrix so successful. And if you haven't heard, then you'll know that we are transitioning from Beyond the Matrix to a new show on Arut Sheva, Israel National Radio, starting on May 6th. It'll be May 6th, Tuesday morning in Israel. It'll be late Monday night on the West Coast, 10 p.m. Pacific time. I believe midnight your time.
Chicago Central Time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can go to israelnationalradio.com/radio to listen live. We also have a Facebook page up, A Light to the Nations, that you'll see with our pictures. There's a website up now that's www.lttnnetwork.com, where also you'll be able to click through to the radio station to listen live from week to week. And we'll be updating you guys as we get closer.
And make sure you also, if you have a Twitter account, or even if you don't, get a Twitter account, like us on Twitter, so that you can be updated on our, latest episodes, what we're going to be talking about, communicating back and forth. And also remember that you're a very important part of what Ira and I do, and we want to hear from you. So, please text us. Let us know what's going on, what you think, how you would like to see our shows go. But basically the same format, we're just transferring it over to Israel National Radio. It's called A Light to the Nations.
Right, and you can also, I'm going to put the website in the chat room.
Yes.
So that people can go check it out. And I'm going to put the email address where you can reach both Rod and I.
Yeah, you can also fill out the contact form on the website at lttnnetwork.com, and you can fill out the form and it'll get to us as well.
Right. Yes, I believe the show will be archived.
Yes, it will be archived on Israel National Radio.
Yep.
And we'll provide you a link with the archive as soon as we get the archive.
We'll definitely do that
locations
as soon as we know that the archives are up. For those of us that, I'll have to stay up late, and Rod will have to stay up late. But for those of you that don't want to stay up late with us, you will be able to listen to the archive.
Yeah.
God willing, I'll be doing the show early in the morning, at 8 o'clock in the morning. God willing, in the summer.
Yeah, God willing, absolutely.
Yeah. So again, we want to thank everybody who made the show so successful. And we just want to remind you that in spite of all of this, keep in mind what was said by Shimon, that at the end of the day, the Greeks tried to kill us, the Romans tried to kill us, the Inquisition tried to kill us, and the Nazis tried to kill us, but the Jews are still here and they're all gone.
Amen. Baruch Hashem. And so for those of you who are hearing us sign off here on Beyond the Matrix, we want to make sure that we ask you to please come and take a listen to us on Israel National Radio. Believe that you're going to enjoy it, and we'd like you to join us. So make sure that you make the transition with us. Like the Facebook page, friend us on the Twitter accounts, or follow us, and we'll see you over on the other side next Tuesday at 8 a.m. in Israel, 1 p.m. in New York.
1 a.m.
1 a.m. Yes, 1 a.m. in New York, 12 midnight in Chicago area Central Time, and on the East Coast, 10 o'clock p.m. in the evening. And that's all for me, Ira. It's yours.
And we leave you with this, with Hatikva, the national anthem of Israel, Hatikva, which means the hope.
Let's stand.
כל עוד בלב צופיה עוד לא עבדה תקוותנו התקווה בת שנות 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון ירושלים ירושלים